you. She's like, well, why would you do that to me? I said, well, why would you do that to kids? Right. It ain't about me.
Right.
Why would you do that to somebody else's child?
Right.
You wouldn't want that done to your child.
Right.
Right. So wait a minute.
You try to defend your actions by making it my problem. That's your problem.
Exactly. So wait a minute. Did the woman went to the bus stop and helped her daughter beat up some kids?
They jumped these girls at 9th and Bennett.
Look, you want to know? You want to know what's crazy?
Yes.
Are you kidding? Oh my God.
My son's mother.
That's no Philly, man.
One of my son's friends. She has not met anybody.
That little Philly over there, man. That's the better.
A lot of it is parents, but also too.
She still has to. She literally called the house.
They do.
Right.
They answered the
I will
call.
call them out.
Where you from there?
She said she lets him over the house. Just the fact of it allows her, it gives her peace of mind that he's somewhere safe.
We knew they rubbed something because it was on
For that short amount of time.
Never nothing going on in the bandwagon.
Now you tell me this ain't crazy.
Kids go down the hallway and they go into the little hole where there's the door.
That's some shit.
It's four chicks. And you can see the girl looking in the book bag. We walk around there. I'm like, yeah, they down there doing something. So we get there. The girl had a half a pound of weed in the book bag. White girls.
What?
Yes. Had a half a pound of weed in the book bag. The girl looking in the book bag like this.
Wow.
So that's when they put that new rule in about conspiracy. So I'm like, all right, we got to deal with all of them. Because all of them down there dealing with it. She knew what she had.
Right.
The person goes, oh no, we can't get the other girls on conspiracy. So why not? You just did it to the
Back away from him.
You just did it to the black kid.
Right. Right.
That was just in the bathroom.
Right.
And the weed was in the trash can. But you're not gonna do it to the girl that was looking in the book bag?
Right.
I said, how is that fair?
Because she knew what she was looking in there at.
She knew what she was looking at. I said they were cutting school, they were cutting class.
Wow.
So what's the problem?
Wow.
Oh, we can't use that. I was like, you know what? I'm calling Freeman Williams on this one.
Right.
And she got mad at me. She tried to get me transferred, but they transferred her. I was like, how you gonna do that? You can't treat kids differently.
You can't.
You just can't do it.
Well, there lies the justice system.
Yeah, that's what I would give her out of grade go with.
Always go to the elemental issue.
But see, those are things, man, that these kids got to deal with. That's what they face. You know what I mean? When they out there in their world, they trying to live, and you see them acting up and going crazy. You know, it ain't always that simple, man.
You have teachers to try to set kids up because they just don't want them in the class.
You know what? And that's
Yeah, but that's that cry out for help.
But you also have kids, like two of my students got killed over Barber place. One came from St. Louis, he was supposed to be this crip. He got shot in the stomach. The other one was over there dealing drugs, got shot in the car, ran into my boy's house. But the guy that got shot in the car, he was in LRE, which was called least restrictive environment. They only went from one class, they went from that door to that door, all day long.
Wow.
He was on the second grade reading level. But if you gave him a wad of money, for ones, tens, 20s, 50s, and 100s, he could tell you how much was in it. So what's telling me was, the brother wasn't stupid.
Don't do it.
He just wasn't applying himself.
Right.
And they weren't pushing him. So their thing was, okay, you're a bad apple. You're not reading. We're going to throw you in this
I
class.
said I'd go by myself.
But you gave him a wad of money like this, he can tell you how much was in it. He'll sit right there and count. So what are we doing to our kids?
I know a lot of people like that. They can't read. They can read on a second grade level, but they can count. I know people. I know people driving around in vans and stuff, all around hustling. They can't even read their own paperwork. They get locked up and can't even read their own paperwork.
But just the fact that they can count, what did that tell you?
They not dumb.
They learn
They
it.
definitely
They can learn.
Yeah.
But see, learn to count was a necessity. But they don't understand that their reading part was a necessity too. But
that's so it goes back to what you said about the parents. It's like, how can you apply parents to apply? You know, how can you instill this in parents to apply? You know, to get this.
Well, some parents you're not
kids.
going to. It's a systemic thing. I think I brought it up before. If you look at Mississippi, anybody that's on state assistance, they're held accountable to their children's performance in school. So if their kids are on two fronts, behavior and then grades, and if they're failing on either one, their benefits drop.
It's
Okay,
almost
now
like
let
a
me ask
scholarship.
you, how effective has that been?
Huh?
'Cause Mississippi's still one of the poorest states in the
Well, it takes time for those type of things to kick in, and I mean it's been about 3 years now.
Okay.
It's been about 3
You know,
years.
to me, that's a lot similar to one of the systems that we got here. Because really here, with this educational system, if your kid don't go to school and this and that, they can lock their parents up.
Yeah, they can, but do they actually do they enforce it? It's a lot of stuff on the
I've seen
books.
cases where they have enforcement, and I've seen cases where they haven't enforced it.
Right.
The point is, it ain't made much of a difference.
Well,
But
what it
it also
is,
looks like what Soul says though. They don't look at what's going on at home because if I'm not going to school, I got 180 days to go to school, and I'm missing 90 of it.
That's crazy.
somebody need to know.
Somebody need to know, but why am I missing 90 of it? And then the cure is, okay, we just gonna either homeschool you or put you in this special school.
But here's the thing, though.
There-
So, but what's the problem?
Here's
Right.
what I see as an issue. You have, the parents in the schools, right? This struggle, this head-butting, situation. But it really shouldn't be that. It should be a collective work to get together and make it for the benefit of the kid, right? So if your kid is not coming to school, the parents, generally everybody has a cell phone. You know what I mean? Like they have a cell phone. Why are parents not being alerted by the school about their kids' lack of?
Because that's not the school. The school got these laws and stuff like and procedures and policies written in there, and they're supposed to be
Enforced.
enforced. But you got to look at is that the school's real primary interest? Is the school's real primary interest is taking care of?
No, they want that $7,000 per kid.
Exactly. Is
That's
it
what
right?
they
It's
want.
not
They want that
real.
money.
Well,
You look at a lot of
problem.
these policies and stuff that we got right here in these school districts here. If you pay attention to those policies are designed and written to make it easier for the school.
As a
The zero tolerance, like you can't fight that. So now, if my son is constantly harassing your son and bullying him and kicking him in the butt and doing stuff like that, and your son decides he wants to turn around and he's gonna fight back, both of them getting suspended. How is that really resolving an issue?
right, that doesn't happen in the real world. That would be called self-defense.
But that happens in the schools.
Yeah.
In schools just here.
Right.
Because those policies aren't written for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but
the policies are written to make it easier for the school.
the attendance thing is
But the crazy part is the school, it should not be a lone entity, and that's how they wrote it. They wrote a public entity as a lone entity.
But these are things that kids have to overcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are things that kids face. These are hurdles that they got to jump over in order for them to have any kind of chance or
But also
opportunity.
too, like even with some of my old students, we had a shooting on Fifth and Mass right at the corner. And I'm sitting down there working on the guy, he dying. And I look up, two of my old students, they're like, hey, Mr. Ryder, I got shot too. I got this. It was like it was a war, it was like a
Badge of honor.
Badge of honor. And after we got done working the guy, he died. They covered him up. They came up and said, man, that's crazy. I said, but you just bragged him up, you got shot. You up here all stitched up all the way up to your chest. I said, what do I mean? He's like, oh man, I'm in the streets, I gotta do what I gotta do. I said, you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
I said, matter of fact,
All you doing is dying.
all you doing is that. That's what I said. I said, but you still supposed to be in school. Because only I've been out of Glasgow for 2 years. I said, you were a sophomore when I left. So what you doing out here? Oh man, after I got shot, I just never went back, man. I'm like,
And I wonder how that happened.
is that okay?
I kind of got an idea how it happened, but I know when I was in school and I wanted to quit, I wrote my mom this letter.
right.
I said, I think I'm a grown man now. It's time for me to work.
Okay.
And I wrote, do you agree? And I put check. I put 2 boxes. Check yes and check no. My mom sent me the letter back. With the box, check yes. And
You got the booster?
an explanation that says, if you ready to pay your own bills. Yeah, in other words,
Rent.
anybody trying to do that.
What up? What up?
Nobody trying to hear that. You going to school.
My mom's
You
so
gonna minutes and that's it.
Better not
See,
go to
this ain't
girls'
that's not what's happening with these kids.
And you better go to every class.
I had a girl, I knew a
Make a
girl.
nurse call me and talk about come get you.
Listen,
I knew
my
a girl, let me just tell you one thing. I knew a girl that signed her,
like every
come on, Carl. We having like one group conversation. I knew a girl that took her kid up to the school and signed her out once she turned 16. Because she said, I'm tired of her not going to school. I'm done with it. Signed her out.
She gave up.
I couldn't understand that, man. Wow. I couldn't understand that. But that's what they face.
My two best friends coming up in school, Debdo and Calvin, we were all in Christianity together. These boys used to miss so much school, man. My other people in school be like, yo, what your boys do, transfer?
Are you serious?
Transfer.
When the Christiana Mall opened, they went out there, and today, let me tell you, the reason why they got security cameras in Christiana Mall is because of them two fools. They used to go out there and come back with 3 and 4 shopping bags. Yeah, we would have outfits to go out that Friday night with gold chains, with the whole thing. Boy, they used to rip them apart. Yeah, that's when they first opened. But look, I was a Friday night, a rare Friday night that I'm home. I'm laying on the couch in the basement sleep, and my neighbor calls me. He was like, I think you better come outside. He said, we had called the police. It was 2 kids trying to break into your car.
I remember this.
Trying to break into your car. So I get out there. So by the time I get out there, I'm wiping the corners out of my eyes, still trying to wake up. Cause you hear that kind of news, you like, So I get out there, the police are already there, and they caught both of the boys. The one boy tried to hide underneath the car, and the other boy jumped in somebody's yard. And they caught both of them, because while they were trying to get in the car, my neighbors didn't say nothing, they just called the cops. They said, they here right now, need to get here. Boom, the cops are there, so they caught both of them. They had got to the point where they already broke the ignition out and was ready to start the joint. So the ignition was laying on the floor. So I get there and the cops write up the report and everything, boom, boom. So we get to the court date. Remember, these are minors. And I'm ready to tell you how old they were. 13 and 11.
What?
Yeah.
And they breaking in this is like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
13 and 11. So we get to court. Court was supposed to be at 8:30. We didn't go before the judge until almost 11 o'clock because the one mom didn't show up until then.
Right.
And she wasn't even the kid's guardian. The kid was a foster kid, but the mom had to be there.
The real mom?
The real mom. So what happened was they ended up, they got to pay me back for the blah blah blah. But this is the thing, because they're a minor, they don't have to pay me back until they're 18 years old.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
They can't be held accountable for the law because they're.
And 18 years old. So this is what I did. What I did was I filed in civil court against the parent. I took her to civil court and I sued her for my ignition and for the 2.5 hours I had to wait on her. And I won.
For your time.
Yep.
Now, was that a real parent or a guardian?
I sued the real parent.
The real
I sued the one that had us waiting. The guardian was there. The foster parent was there.
Wow.
Like certain things, and the reason why I found this out is I seen it on Judge Mathis. It was a woman that came in there and sued another parent for having a mental child that just caused havoc. And then you would call this talk about neglectful parent or something like that, neglectful parent. And like when she had to show a pattern of all these different things that what she's done throughout the neighborhood, throughout school, this and that. And then show, and then the mom had to show how she was at least trying to fix it. Because if she was saying that, we got to with psychologists, we're doing this, and got an after school program, and he's still doing wrong, then you're trying, and he just wants to do what he want to do. But then he showed that every time she would answer, like, what are you doing to try to fix this problem? She's covering up what he's doing. She said, you know what, boom, 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 the law allows me, boom, 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 to create the maximum for this crime, for this lawsuit, so $5,000 awarded. I was like, whoa. So like, if literally, if you have a kid that's just that much of a headache, and I told Ed that, I had no problem with suing the parent.
Suing the parent.
I was
Sue the parent. I'm telling you, man. It's a wake up call. It's a wake up call when you have to force them. Unfortunately, it's a shame that it's a systemic issue that has to force them to be a true parent.
But this is my thing. I understand all of that. But is that really going to force them to be a parent? Because when you talk about being a parent, it's more than just.
I got an answer for you for that.
But. Hey, I'm listening.
I got another situation. Some kids been throwing rocks in the neighborhood. I got a dent in my car. I know who it was. Matter of fact, my neighbor got him on videotape. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I go around to the house, knock on the door. This is 11 o'clock on a Monday.
At night.
No, Monday afternoon. Monday morning. Mom still got her house coat on. She's still in her night clothes. House smell like butt and everything else. Alright? I tell her, I said, listen, I'm waiting for the police right now. I got it on videotape. When I show it to the police, I'm going to sue you for what your kid's done.